So in this week's video, we thought that we would show you guys how we exercise and kind of keep fit in the house. In the past, we've both had multiple gym memberships at different gyms. Becky is a member of the gym at her work that she goes to sort of 3 days a week when she goes away for work. But when we're at home, we work out at home basically, just for a number of reasons really. When COVID kind of hit a couple of years ago, you can go to the gym anyway, so we got used to working out at home, and we can't leave the dogs on their own in the house because they get stressed out. And I think it's just generally much easier and much more time efficient if you can work out at home rather than going out and going to the gym. And then you haven't got to drive anywhere, so there's the cost of the fuel as well, and the cost of the gym membership, so it's quite expensive. But Becky's just been on the bike outside for about the last 45 minutes, and I think she's doing kind of like a few stretches, bit of yoga, and then I think later on today I'm probably going to go out on the bike, or maybe I'll do something inside because it's raining and go on the bike tomorrow, I'm not really sure. But we'll show you around kind of the bike shed and the gym outside and kind of what we get up to. What are you doing? Are you just following a...
It's yoga with Adrian.
Oh, so Becky's just following a yoga with Adrian YouTube video.
Oh, she's making me do this round and round thing again.
Stretch, Becky. See, when you've got a low ceiling, it's quite hard to do things like that. So sometimes Becky does like shoulder press with the dumbbells in here, and you have to like get in the right place, otherwise you smack your hands on the roof.
I used to do like cardio and weights in the morning in the house, didn't I? And I used to like shake the house. Because the house is on wheels, Becky, before we got the exercise bike, Becky used to come down here first thing in the mornings at like 5:30 in the morning. I used to do like hit workouts, so like squat jumps. And...
yeah, like jumping around, throwing weights around, and the house would just like shake around and it would just like wake me up. It was so annoying. I used to do it like every single morning. I just get woken up by like the house shaking. But now we've got the bike, that's much better because you can just go out on the bike and then that's fine, and then the dogs don't get stressed out either. And if you're doing strength training at the gym during the week and cardio when you're here, it works quite well, and then we all get a peaceful night's sleep.
I can't. It's so distracting, it's making me like fall over.
Okay. Alright everybody, and welcome to the noisiest bike shed in the world. We've got a busy road just behind the shed, so there's a lot of cars constantly driving back and forth, which is why I always wear my AirPods when I'm in the bike shed. We didn't actually realise that this shed was as small as it was when we bought it, so when it arrived we were quite surprised as to how small it was, and I can't actually kind of sit upright in here, so I have to kind of like lean over the bike the whole time I'm using it, which is absolutely fine to be honest. But I remember when we first got it, I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so much smaller than I thought. But this is our setup anyway, so we kind of have the bike just in the middle of the shed, towel on the bottom just for catching any sweat or anything, and then another towel in there for the same thing. Got my phone up there, I think Becky uses the tablet, and then just a fan in the corner and a table for water. And that's pretty much it. But I basically just follow spin classes on YouTube, just free ones you can watch. I use a channel called GCN Training, and I've done like hundreds of their videos. I've repeated them loads of times. I think they're really good. I'm doing one today, 35 minutes. I sometimes do 40 minutes, sometimes 50 minutes, sometimes I do 2 20-minute sessions. But it's quite good to just come out here and just kind of just smash it for sort of half hour, 40 minutes or whatever you're feeling like. And yeah, you always feel pretty good after you've done it as well. So yeah, gonna get my 35-minute spin session in, and I'll see you guys at the end. It's not too hot today, but when you do 35 minutes on an exercise bike, you certainly get hot. Oh dear me. Back in the summer last year, when it was like 25-30 degrees, this shed was like an absolute sauna. I've got a sweatband that I put around my head and my wrists for when it's really hot, but I don't really need it at the moment, especially with the fan running. But there we go, 35 minutes on the bike. I've drank nearly a litre of water. Certainly need that. I usually average just over 10 calories a minute, and 35 minutes, that's quite a hard session, so I reckon that we're at about 370 calories burnt. I don't know how accurate that is because I think it depends on loads of different parameters, but let's have a look and see how many calories we've burnt. Dun, 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 dun. 447! No way! 447 calories? That can't be right, surely. I have to say that was pretty hard going. 20 kilometers, 447 calories. Right, let's go inside, have a shower, and then go and have some lunch. Oh dear. So another day, another workout. I've come outside today to my outdoor jungle gym. I've got my pull-up bar behind me. I've always wanted a pull-up bar, and I've only recently put this in, a couple of months ago actually, and I just basically dug 2 holes in the ground, put 2 fence posts in, and then my bar is actually a broom handle. I was trying to find the most cost-effective way to get a pull-up bar, and a broom handle is actually a pretty good size. The good thing about a broom handle as well is that it's made out of wood, so you can cut it to size, and I think this cost about £6, whereas to get a metal bar it can cost like £50 plus, so I'm quite happy with a broom handle, to be honest. And if it breaks, I can just replace it for £6. I just fitted these kind of block things at the top with some leftover wood I had, and it literally just sits in there on both sides, and that's it. But to go along with my pull-up bar in my jungle gym, I've got just kind of like a 1 meter squared rubber mat on the floor, and I literally just use this to do sort of push-ups and sit-ups. And I've also got my heavy skipping rope, which I got from Cross Ropes. This is a £1 rope. I do have a normal sized one, but the heavy skipping rope really kind of engages your muscles a bit more, and it's a bit harder, so I quite like that extra, what's it called, I like making it a bit harder basically. But this is it, Dave's jungle gym, pull-up bar, rubber mat on the floor, skipping rope. What more could you possibly want in a gym? Woo. 5 minutes of heavy rope skipping, didn't trip once, not bad considering I haven't done that for over a month. Now we're warmed up though, I'm going to do a couple of circuits, a few push-ups, some hollow holds I think, some pull-ups, chin-ups, that sort of thing. It's going to take about 20 minutes or so. Let's get into it. I think that's going to do it, guys. That took 21 minutes, so nothing too crazy, but it's good just to get a little bit in. It's so hard to film out here when you've got the cars going by, airplanes flying over, cars going by. It just never ends. I'm not sure what the air pollution's like with regards to the road. Every now and again you can smell some fumes coming through, so it's probably not any good for me, but what can you do? Oh, right, I'm gonna go in, have a shower, and then grab something to eat, I think. And then tomorrow I think we're gonna do some yoga. Right, let's go. So it's been a couple of days now since I was outside in the jungle gym. Just done another couple of spin classes because Becky's been here over the weekend. She's currently away for work though for the next 3 days. So when she's not here, I prefer to stay in the house because if I go outside, either on the bike or out doing like gym stuff, then the dogs are alone in the house and this little munchkin likes to rip things up, so I have to like pack loads of things away, and yeah, it's just kind of like a bit of a pain. So when Becky's not here, instead of leaving the dogs on their own and going out, I tend to stay inside. There's not a great deal you can do inside the house though, because we're quite limited on space, so I quite like to just roll out the yoga mat and do, I don't know, like 30-40 minutes of just like stretching or kind of like light exercises really. So I'm gonna do a 35-minute yoga class, a bit like when I do spin classes on the bike. I just kind of grab a yoga class off of YouTube. I watch videos from a channel called Breathe and Flow. There's loads of other yoga channels out there, but that's just kind of one that I quite like. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully these dogs aren't going to be too annoying, but I guess we'll see, won't we? Should we get going? Look at this. Should we do some yoga? Should we do some yoga? Or you just want to sit there? You just want to sit there. Come on in.
Today I'm guiding you through a vinyasa flow practice. Very simple today with more focus on back bend. Extend the legs back for plank pose. Firm into the inner hands. Arms straight, push the ground away. Now bring both hands inside the right foot, heel toe the right foot to the right for lizard lunge. Bend the left leg, we'll go for a thigh stretch, reach the right arm back, hold on to the right foot, grab the pinky toe side, extend the leg away from you first, breathe into the right side body, plank pose, both hands down, both feet down. From here we shift forward, bend the arms, chaturanga, plank, straighten the arms. We bring the right knee outside the left foot for a seated twist. Remember those two options. Option one, hug the left knee in, or hook the right arm outside the thigh. Turn in, enter meditation.
Oh my god!
Shape. Alright now.
Upward dog, guys. We're good at that. We're good at that.
Shift forward, bend the arms, chaturanga.
Ow! Ow!
Plank towards the heels and lower down. Lift, 5, lower. 4, 3,
Ow! Ow! Go away!
reach the hands more towards the heels. 2.
How am I supposed to connect to the breath
Keep a
when this
back
is
bend
happening?
here,
I'm supposed to be in a back bend.
Keep the back bend before we come into the second round.
Oh,
As I said, come up to bridge if you want,
Oh.
or
that's in my
plank
mouth!
pose.
Well, that wasn't quite as relaxing as I had intended. I think I might have to do another shorter session a bit later on today because I haven't really had a chance to kind of stretch out. My muscles are still really sore from the other day when I was out in the jungle gym. Pulled quite a few muscles there. Well, I don't think I quite pulled them, strained them maybe, because we hadn't used them for a while. When Becky goes to work though, she has a gym at work, so I think she does strength training when she's away. I don't know exactly what she does, but I think she does like weights and kind of like, I don't know, just like stuff like that. So Becky's doing strength training. We're trying to do some stretching, although it's not working very well, and some peaceful meditation, and that's not working very well either. But generally speaking though, this is pretty much the kind of routine that we're both in. So when Becky's here, I'll generally go out on the bike, or I'll go outside and do some like circuit training if the weather's nice and it's not too cold. And then if Becky's away, then I'll do some yoga or some more like strength-based yoga and like stretching out and stuff inside the house. Much like the other day when Becky was working out in here, it's very hard to maneuver yourself when you don't have much room, so a lot of the exercises I need to kind of improvise on, or maybe replace them with others, but it's fine. I also need to turn the underfloor heating off as well, because it gets really hot in here once you start kind of warming up, I suppose. But I really hope you all enjoyed this video anyway, and it gave you a bit of an insight into how we kind of keep fit, exercise, what workouts we do, that kind of thing. But I'm going to get this mat rolled up, have a quick shower, and I think I need to take these dogs out because, well, they've kind of quietened down now, but yeah. Oh, but I really hope you enjoyed this video anyway, and we'll see you guys next time. You're going to sleep now? Look at you all. What are you doing now? You're on my lap. Digby's gone to sleep. This is scandalous.